This is a very long video, so if you have a short attention span, I suggest that you listen in 2 times speed or you scroll along. Hey ladies, happy Women's Month. I know I am very delayed. My plan was to make a video and for Women's Month, and did I say Happy Ladies Month? Why did I? Oh, I can't remember. Okay, anyways, and yeah, things have just been happening. And I never got around to it. But also, I'm very much a procrastinator as well. So this is a little chit chat video. And I just want to look at how crusty I look. First of all, I just got out of the shower, and this is how my month started. Just look at my crusty lip, and I've got breakouts. And guys, I don't know, stop opening my hair please. I don't know about the rest of you, but my Women's Month did not start off well at all. And I'm not coming here to offload all of that, whatever. But I'm just saying, and obviously everybody has their own issues and own experiences. But guys, my month, for it being Women's Month, just did not start off very well. Whole experience, like my experience I'm talking about now, of how horrible my month started off, just made me think, you know, if you can be a good person, then be it. And that sounds very ambiguous, if you can be, because we're all capable of being good. But what I'm trying to say is, if you can be good to others, then be it. If you can help other people, then help them. If you're in a position to help them. And I'm not talking because the minute you say help someone else, or the minute you ask for help, people will always think it's something monetary or whatever. But I'm talking about help, a person with their mental health, whether it's chores, running errands, whatever it is. If you're in a position to help someone, help them. I know this is Women's Month, and I'm not only talking to men because it's Women's Month, but I'm talking to men, women, children, teenagers, whoever is watching this video. If you are in a position to help someone, help them. Some people obviously wouldn't ask for help because of who they are or circumstances. And let me tell you something. You do not have to feel embarrassed to ask a person for help. I know I was brought up that way, that if you need something and if you don't have the means to get it, then it's embarrassing to ask. You guys know the Indian community, and it's embarrassing to ask because then people talk about you and whatever. Guys, if you do what you feel is right for you, there's nothing wrong with asking people for help. And like I'm saying, this is not only equating to monetary stuff. There's nothing wrong with asking people to run an errand for you, to pick up something for you, to go and freaking fill petrol in your car, to check your tires or whatever. There is just nothing wrong in asking for help. And likewise, there is nothing wrong in asking someone if they need help, especially if you can see it. And a lot of people out here, and I don't blame them, are very two-minded to ask for help because of, you know how people are. They will help you. Even if you don't ask for it, they'll help you. And then they'll talk about it. And a lot of people in that sense is like very two-minded to ask for help or accept help. But you know, guys, if you're ever in a situation and that happens, because I have been there, and I didn't even ask for the help, let me tell you. And if you're ever in that situation, and this is what I always tell people who come to me, doing readings, Reiki, whatever it is, and that is that person's karma. Your karma is how you react to what people say, do, and about you. And for those of you who don't believe in karma, it doesn't mean that karma doesn't apply to you. Your karma will depend on how you accept the person's help. And by that, what I mean is, if a person helps you and you're fine after that, and then you like, oh, this person only helped me in this way or in that way, they couldn't do more, that's your karma. That's karma you accumulate. If a person has helped you and they go around talking about it, and that then becomes their karma and what they're going to accumulate. The way you can actually burn out karma, I don't know if burn out is the right word, but the way you can actually get rid of your karma is by doing acts of services for others. helping others, especially children, animals, people that can't do for themselves, that's not in a position to do anything for you either. And please, in no way am I saying go out there, be a shitty person, and then cover it up. Try to skip or miss your karma by then going and doing acts of services for others or whatever it is, right? But what I'm saying is, if you were once a shitty person, and if you did soul searching, and if you went within and did the hard work and did the healing, and you realize, let me take myself for example, and whether you're my friends, family, people I worked with, or whatever, right? So, like all of us, we are all not 100% perfect. And I used to be a very shitty person back in the day. I don't know, I just wasn't in a good space, okay? And eventually, I think back in 2021, somewhere around there, 2019, 2021, I don't know, it was around about the time when my little minion there was born. And I took like a real hard look at my life, and things were really not going good then for me, like in all aspects. And not only I wasn't employed, I was unemployed that time for like a long while, and I couldn't find a job and stuff like that. But I'm not only talking in that sense financially, I'm talking about people around me. I was always surrounded by negative people, people that, if I had to speak on or speak about my problems or whatever, it was always like, I don't know how to say, people were just not helpful in that sense, right? And then obviously I had like one or two good people in my life, like who weren't scared to mince their words, and they were like, you know what, you actually complain a lot instead of doing something, right? And then I realized, you know what, in fact I used to complain. I used to be one of those very negative people, and I used to complain a lot about everything, about everyone. Let me tell you something about myself. When I was younger, when I was in school, I really didn't, this is not a petty story, I didn't have a lot of friends. Like even when I was in school, I would hang around with my sister during lunch breaks and stuff like that, because I just didn't have friends. But then I realized later on that I could pick up on people's energies and vibes, and they were people I just didn't want to be around, right? So I just didn't like them. And in that sense, like, I would always kind of attract the wrong group, the wrong crowd, the wrong kind of people. And that actually continued into my early adult life, and yeah, my late adult life. And obviously I wasn't having like good life experiences. Even when I was in relationships, I was always in shitty relationships, or whatever the case may be, right? And then obviously that things like that break your spirit, right? And that's when, like, I really started taking a hard look at my life, the people who were in my life and stuff like that. And I decided to make a change. But in the same breath, and in the bigger scheme of things, I also realized the shitty person I was and the role I played in other people's lives. So as human beings, we don't always want to admit that we are shitty people, and that we've done things to hurt others and harm others. And when I say hurt others, I'm talking about it's by words, right? I was a very verbal person, and yeah, I would just tell people where to get off, and not in a very nice way. And then from there, I decided, I was seeing a healer at this time. Like, she actually became my mentor, right? And a lot of what I learned about spirituality a lot of it came from her. And she would always tell me, don't play the victim. And this is what I always tell my clients. In any situation, no matter what you're going through, don't play the victim. Because at the end of the day, karma, what goes around comes around. And I strongly believe in it. And I realized that obviously my karma was catching up to me, not only from this life, but obviously from past lives or whatever, right? And as I delved more and dived more into the spiritual side of things, inside of life, I was always people pleaser, and always wanted to please everyone else, couldn't stand up for myself, whether it was family, friends, colleagues, men, relationships, whatever it was, right? And then obviously take out my frustrations on people who actually cared and loved me. Then obviously, as I started doing healing, guys, healing is not for the weak. Healing is not for a weak person. but it's a must for everyone. And as I started healing, guys, and this is what I always like instill in my children, is that healing is not something that's a once off thing. Like, even as I make this video, I still have a long way to go, right? But I'm in a position now where I can help others. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because it's Women's Month. But obviously, if I can help another woman or another young girl that's in a real bad mental space, then that's obviously what I want to do. And with my healing, as I was saying, came a lot of bridges that were burned, because then I then started realizing, you know what, I am so worthy of so much more. And I started realizing how I treated other people. That was like, a complete circle. It came back around. I started getting treated the exact same way. Things were happening to me. But yeah, these are all life lessons. And this is why I say to my kids and to my clients that come in for healing and all these things, no matter what you do, try to be a good person. You can fake it. Others won't be able to see it. You can fake being a good person, is what I'm saying. But you inside, God, the universe, will know. Okay. So if you think you're lying to someone else, you're only lying to yourself. But if you do it from a genuine space, I reached out to a few people that I know that I was shitty towards, and who my behavior hurt, obviously, and stuff like that, and we don't want to admit it, but obviously I thought very long and hard, and I was also very skeptical, because you don't know how people are going to receive you. And I want to say, if you ever come to that point where you want to reach out to people to apologize, you don't have to do it. But if it's what your soul is telling you, if it's what you want to do, then do it. People will only receive you where they are in their journey. And by that I mean, if a person's going to tell you, I don't accept your apology, you're a shitty person, I don't want to have anything to do with you, it's because they also still have healing that they need to do inside. But if you reach out to someone and you be like, you know what, I apologize for the way I was, and I see now how my behavior was, and what, you don't, obviously you're not doing it for that person to forgive you. You are doing it for yourself, and obviously because you realized and it's changed behavior. So don't do it with the intention to be forgiven, okay? And obviously if that person is in that space where they have healed, they welcome it, okay? But that doesn't mean you need to go back to those experiences, go back to that time, and go back and relive or try to rekindle whatever, friendships, relationships. You can literally turn your life around just by healing, doing the work, and realizing that you have no one else to blame for things that go wrong in your life. There's actually no one to blame. You don't even have yourself to blame. Every experience in your life, good and bad, has shaped you and is there for a reason to shape you. I'd like to think that I'm a much better person than I was. I lost a lot of people, and that was a decision that was made on my part. I made conscious decisions to let people go. And at the time, like I said, I was a people pleaser, but I also told you guys I was very verbal. I was a people pleaser to the wrong people, and I was very verbal and not nice to people who actually cared about me and who actually wasn't putting me against someone else. Not saying that I'm now Kajal the Great or a saint or whatever, but I'm saying that through my healing, I actually became a much better person. And don't get me wrong, when I said I was the people pleaser, I can still please people, but I can still tell them where to get off. But the difference is now I don't please people. I do things to please myself, but I can still tell a person where to get off. But when you've done the healing work, you realize that some people are just not worth it. Some situations are just not worth to even mention anything. I honestly remove myself out of all situations. I don't care whether it's friends, family, whether I've known you for decades or whatever the situation is. I remove myself completely. If I don't feel like showing up somewhere, I won't show up. If I don't feel like being in the same room with someone, I wouldn't make them feel uncomfortable. I excuse myself and I remove myself out of that situation. I'm a loner. I've been a loner all my life. I love being alone. It's just that I never realized it back then. And for me, it was a problem because I was like, I was going to grow old and alone, and what was going to happen to me. And in that, I made wrong decisions, and it led me to meet wrong people. And before any of you start picking up stones, I'm not only talking about relationships. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, guys, no matter what you are facing currently in your life, men, women, girls, boys, teenagers, whatever, you have the ability to change and turn your life around. And the more you listen to outside voices, the more you listen to those people who smirk and snort when you say things, and who have something to say about you doing your healing or whatever, those are the people you need to shut out. If you can't do it because for whatever reason they are a big part of your life, then you need to drone out that sound, and you need to focus on yourself and what you hear, but most importantly, what you hear. Like I said, I'm not saying this to come from a space where, I'm showing off to tell you guys, oh, I'm so great now, whatever. A lot of people who know me, especially people who I work with, know I am a person that's very afraid of change. I do not like change. And if I could change the person I was, then my point is any one of you out there can change your situation, can change where you are, can change and turn your life around for the better. I have everything in life? No. Am I like this rich person with all the manifestations and spirituality that I do? No. Do I have everything that money can buy? No. But you guys know what I do have. I do have peace of mind. I do have happiness. I do have joy, despite the chaos that goes on in my life. A few of you here, that are my friends, family, whatever, clients, who I'm close to, you guys know what I am currently going through and what's going on in my life. But amidst all of that, I am still a functioning person, and I still have the ability to have inner peace and be happy. Life is short, guys, and in the end, you only have yourself. I mean, are there people who are still shitty to me? Yes, there are. Are there people who still want to do nasty things to me? Oh, definitely. And maybe one day I will start telling that side of the story. Are there people who don't like me? Of course. You like me. Okay. From what I said now, are there people who don't like me? This was the story of my life back in the day, but I was also a very shitty person. But guys, when I tell you the amount of DMs I get on a daily basis from women and even some from men on my Instagram, WhatsApp, and especially here on TikTok, that tell me that I inspire them and I've helped them so much. That's not the reason why I do it. I do it because I want to create a safe space for people that I didn't have as a young girl, and as a young adult woman. I didn't have that safe space. So my purpose is to create that safe space for women and children, for women and young girls, right? And a lot of you who know me know that that's the type of work I do. I don't do it for the WhatsApp messages, and I don't do it for the DMs, and I don't do it for what people say. But I do it for the way it's what's that sound on TikTok? It's like a reward, and it's rewarding for me. And like I say, don't be a shitty person and then come and think you're going to do nice for other people, and that's going to take away your karma or burn your karma. There has to be balance. You have to do things from a good space with good intentions.
If you don't, then I get bored.
And with a good heart. Okay. I hope my video can inspire. Maybe inspire is not the right word. Motivate at least one person to realize or to get out of that mindset that you are stuck where you are. You literally have the power in your hands to change your life for the better. No one can come in and change your life. No one can turn your life around. No one can make you a better person until you make a conscious decision that you want to change, that you want to be in a different space. And a lot of people think money is everything, that I want to be rich. This is what they want to change for themselves, is they want to be rich, they want to be more financially stable. And yes, it's all well and good, there's nothing wrong with that, but this is not the only thing you came to this earth to experience, is to be rich. And this is where a lot of people get lost. And I always say it's those souls who haven't evolved, who are still on that low level of vibration, that only think about money. They really have not evolved. Where they compare what they do, what their wives do, what their sisters do, what their brothers do, and it's like, oh, I'm the greatest at what I do. That's not all that life is about. Money is not the end all and be all. It is not your purpose in life. And somebody's going to tell me, without money you can't survive. Yes, that is very true. We can't survive without money, but you also can't survive without inner peace, without happiness, without love. Guys, I always say love is the end all and be all of everything. It is. Just go and sit and think about it. So the whole point and crux of my video is that you get good karma and you get bad karma, and how you accumulate that karma is entirely dependent on you. And like I mentioned, there are ways that you can obviously heal. Secondly is healing. Healing is a decision and a choice you make for yourself. Nobody can choose it for you. Nobody can make that decision. Doing shadow work and healing your inner child is very rewarding. It brings about changes, and it brings about different mindset and a different shift in your life that you may not necessarily want, but it is what you had mapped and planned out for your life all along. So trust your soul, because your soul is going to guide you. Your soul knows the map and the route of your life. Last point of this video for Women's Month, and not only for Women's Month, going forward in your life, is that you really can be a good person. And you really can do good for others. You can change not only your own life, you can change the trajectory of someone else's life by the small deeds that you do, and by healing your inner child, by healing yourself. So remember guys, there's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in coming to the realization that you are not a perfect person, but you can change. Change is possible. None of us are perfect. We can change for the better, and we can change and become better, not only to ourselves but to other people as well. Reach out to someone, look for help, talk to someone. If you feel you have no one, guys can always reach out to me, book a session. I do a lot of freebies. I know people can't afford things, so I do a lot of freebies. Unfortunately guys, I have to charge for what I do because I don't live in the lap of luxury, and I've still got to pay bills, yeah. And at the end of the day, I hope my message reaches those that it's intended to, and let nothing I have said be misinterpreted and misconstrued. My purpose is just to help people. And for those of you that's in a bad space right now, just remember that you are not the only one, and there are people who are worse off than you, but that doesn't take away from your problem. Okay, your problem is still your problem. What you're going through is still yours, and it might not be big to someone else, but it definitely is big. Life is short guys. Be good, do good, and just make happy memories. And even when it comes to people who do you wrong, guys, I'm not saying accept the abuse, accept what they are doing, accept their hatred and whatever else that they are doing to you. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we come here for the experience, and those experiences shape us. Also, if you are Hindu and like me, and you are spiritual, you believe in reincarnation, you don't want to be reincarnated with the same people again. Some people are like too much. You don't want to be reincarnated to have the same experiences again with them. So try to learn it in this life, and try to learn the lesson, and let them go, let those people go, so that you are not reincarnated and have the same experiences because you failed to learn the lesson in this life. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed my TED talk, and like I said, I hope this video was not to inspire, but basically to motivate people to either share your journey or just change for the better. Not change only, but heal. Healing is a very important part of our human experience, and also for our spiritual growth. Like I said, we don't want to come back again and have the same life experiences over again, especially not with the same people. Okay, so happy Women's Month, ladies. And I know my video is like 5 or 6 days very late, but no, today is the 2nd or 3rd of August, but depending when I am posting this, I hope you guys all have a wonderful Women's Month. Love you guys. And also I just want to show you guys up close what my makeup looks like.